What's going on, America? What's going on, YouTube, Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, all those good joints? Is Kev from Kevin's Corner, where I try to make some sense out of all the non to the sense, y'all. And I'm back. Today is Thursday, and I'm back here to try to make some sense out of this nonsense. So I hope y'all with me. And you can let me know by, of course, typing something in the notes and letting me know, hey, yo, Kev, I'm there with you, man. I'm here. I got the notification and so on and so forth. Oh yeah, and I got the notification too. By the way, of course, YouTube is powering down my channel. I uploaded a standalone video highlighting dang on Ratchet, Jasmine Ratchet yesterday, and it only got 1,400 views. How you like that? Yeah, 199, something like that, 199, maybe 198,000 subscribers, 1,400 views. It's a little odd, if you ask me. It's quite odd. But anyway, it is what it is. I have to deal with the element until times get better. I tell you, if I do get a chance to go to the White House to ask some questions, that's one of the first ones on my list. What are you guys going to do about YouTube and their suppression and their lying to all of us talking about? We don't know what the problem is. We don't know what the problem is. Yeah, what are you going to do about that? Now, before we get started, let me know you can hear me. All right. And also, I'm assuming y'all can see me as well, because I can see myself too. All right. Now, with no further ado, we got some stuff to make great again. See, just making America great again is just the start. We got a whole bunch of stuff we need to make great again, y'all. Because the left, man, they're destructive. We build stuff up. We try to reserve institutions and some norms and some disciplines and some decorum. But the left is just rowdy, man. They act a fool, tearing up stuff. Tearing down stuff. They don't build nothing. They don't build nothing, especially with their own money. So we have to go ahead and expose some more of the nonsense while hopefully making some of these things great again, okay? Somebody said, make Connecticut great again. Oh, I'm on my way. Real gorilla. Real gorilla. Real gorilla. Kings in the building. What the? In here. Gorillas in here. Gorillas in here. Yeah, I got a feeling there's some other stuff going on in here too. So who knows? Let me see something here. All righty. We will make sure that everything's okay, because sometimes the software get all crazy and stuff. And we don't want that. We don't want that. See, we want this mess to run smoothly. Okay, so let's go ahead and reboot that. Maybe if I start deleting some of these clips that I've downloaded, it might run a little smoother. But I don't care. I don't care. Now, welcome to the show. And don't forget to also... Hold on, let me go back a little bit. Yeah, y'all seen how the sausage is What? Remix. Extended version. What? The crap. Gorilla in here. Okay, now. Anyway, what I was saying is, please check out Kevin's Corner store if you get a chance. And also, don't forget, if you want to support the channel through other ways, you can do it through my Cash App or my PayPal links. They're below. But you also can support the channel simply through hitting like buttons and sharing and all of that good stuff, man. Now, yeah, we have to start off overseas today before we get into our show. Because, see, we got to make Austin and we got to make Ireland great again, y'all. That's what we got to do. So, yeah, I know Crazy Chick Sheena, she's over in Ireland. So these are two places that's losing their mind. You're supposed to be, modern Western countries and stuff like that, and they're acting a fool. So we got to make Austin and Ireland great again. Starting off with Austin. Listen to this guy right here talk about the threat and the danger of freedom of speech in Australia, Mike. Can you believe that? The house and home of Crocodile Dundee, and they're sensitive about speech. Can you believe that? Yeah, the crocodile hunter down there. Oh, guy, he's an angry little bull guy. I'm going to jump right on his back, guy. Hopefully he won't turn around and bite me. All of that mess. And yet they concern about freedom of speech. You know why? Because speech is more dangerous than bullets. Look at this, guys. Listen to this.
There's been some that have been agitating in the parliament to nullify the laws, to remove them off the statute books. Think about what kind of toxic message that would send to the...
Think about what kind of toxic message that would send. So wait, removing the laws off the books that prevent people from saying what they want to say. And he's saying that would be a toxic message. Now, for those idiots who think that we live in a tyrannical country, and we live in a fascist country, and you know what, Donald Trump's a dictator and all of this stuff. Do you see him doing that? Only folks who always flirt around with attacking freedom of speech is the Democrats and the European nations that's supposed to have our values and stuff like that. If Donald Trump was such a dictator, do you think those people that went up inside of Trump Tower and occupied it and all that stuff, you think he would have let that happen? You think he would have resolved that peacefully? You think Hitler would have allowed that to happen? I mean, he would have been like, go up in there and kill everybody, make an example of them. They would have went in there and start blasting everybody. But Trump's a dictator on day one. So now this guy's talking about the danger, the message that it would send to allow people to say what they want to say.
New South Wales community, and I think the advocates for those changes need to explain, what do they want people to have the right to say?
Whatever they want to. What do they want people to do to have the right to say? Whatever they want to, man. I thank God I live in America. I live in America. Ha! Hand in hand. Yeah. Nation to nation. So all of those that hate the country, you're free to go somewhere where you're not allowed to say what you want to say. See, there you go. And yet you got Muppets over here in this country that will definitely surrender their freedom of speech when they think it applies to only Trump supporters. They definitely would be like, that's right. Take away all of their speech, their rights. They're not allowed to say stuff because they're fascists and white nationalists and white supremacists until they want to say something that the regime don't want them to say. Then all of a sudden, they'll be thrown into the category of a white supremacist too, just like all of us. So here we are over here, seeing the writing on the wall. Remember, this was the country that had a mandatory buyback of guns. And then when COVID rolled up on the scene, okay, Mike, you need to come with me, going right up in there. What? You put me in a camp? Yes. And you can't do nothing about it because you ain't got nothing to protect yourself. So listen to this fool try to talk about the difference between the U.S. and Australia with the freedom of speech thing.
What kind of racist abuse do they want to see or be able to lawfully see on the streets of Sydney?
See that? It's always racism. We're trying to protect you guys from harsh words. We're trying to protect you guys. It's not for us. See, we know how to govern our own speech. We would never say anything this offensive or anything like that. But there are those people out there. I'm not saying to shoot. We're just going to put it out there. Soon as we allow y'all to say what y'all want to say, all of a sudden, a whole bunch of racists is going to pop up like, okay, I've been wanting to say this for a long time, I don't like the bloody Aborigines or something like that. Or could it be that the people in Australia is mad because y'all funneled a whole bunch of immigrants into their country and it's changing the dynamics of it, and they don't like it? And when they say we don't like it, the only way y'all can defend this decision is by saying the reason you don't like it is because you're racist. Like our Democrats here are trying to do to us. Now, it can't just be that we want law and order and we want our rules respected and our border, protected. It's not that. We don't like people of color. That's what it is. And so at least here we're allowed to say that we don't like our country being invaded by a whole bunch of illegal immigrants and just let the left whine and cry about it, but they can't do nothing about it. Down there and over in certain countries in Europe, and they was mad at JD. Because he said, I don't know if we got the same values anymore. So let's finish hearing his reason why.
I recognise, and I've fully said from the beginning, that we don't have the same freedom of speech laws that they have in the United States.
Oh.
And the reason for that is that we want to...
It's because we're tyrannical. The reason is because we're coward, dang on politicians that's scared to address the people, scared to let the people say how they really feel, scared to receive the criticism that will come from these people because we just shove stuff down their throats without their permission. And now that we sense, they don't like it, now all of a sudden, we got to say, we got to protect ourselves, okay, from this backlash and criticism by blaming the people when they want to say how they feel about it of being racist. So we can't let that. We can't let you guys be walking around spewing all that racism. So we got to protect y'all from all of the white nationalists down there in Australia somewhere.
Hold together our multicultural community and have people live in peace, free from the kind of vilification and hatred that we do see.
Now you see that? That's his excuse. Multicultural environment. We got to hold it together. The reason we can't allow y'all to say how y'all feel and what y'all think is because of multiculturalism. Yeah, because of inclusivity. How dare one of y'all actually say something about maybe the radical Muslim population down there that's walking around hating on Australians and, all that stuff. How dare y'all say something about them? We want them to feel inclusive as they hate our country. There we go. That's what we want. We want them to be able to say whatever they feel about us and Western culture. And they can even come down and talk about, we want to destroy this culture. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter because we want them to feel welcome to say whatever they want, but not you. See, this is what I mean. We need to make Austin great again, where these leaders put their people first, wonder how their people feel instead of everybody else. Everybody else. So now, let's go on to Ireland, y'all, because my boy Conor McGregor, he said something so woo-wee, cut to the bone. He exposed these folks over in Ireland that don't want him to be saying things like this. So he visited the White House. Let's see how it went.
It was St. Patrick's Day, obviously, on Monday, and Conor McGregor, MMA legend, went to the White House on Monday. There's some sense that he may get involved in politics, and whether he does directly or not run for prime minister or anything else, the guy is extremely outspoken about protecting Irish culture.
Okay.
And that is honorable, and that is not racist.
So it ain't racist? So, he's able to say, they always after me, Lucky Charms. And they want to say, see, that's your problem. You're always worried about other people taking your white privilege away from you. See, you're born with Lucky Charm privilege. That's what you're born with. And until you admit it, you'll always be a bigot. Until you admit it, you're a bigot. So my boy is like, look, man, I need to make Ireland great again because y'all are tearing it up. Yeah, these folks right now, I know they wish they could roll back the hands of time and be like, all right, y'all bullied us into saying that this was cool to bring all these immigrants in, and we didn't think it'd fall to pieces like this. But now that it is, you think maybe we could say something? No, we're not allowed to say nothing about it. And so they demonizing Conor McGregor. Listen.
Anything else, but Ireland, like Britain, like France, Germany, et cetera, have let in all of these migrants from Africa and the Middle East. They're taking over their country. They're losing their culture, and they're not happy about it. Conor McGregor tweeted this after he gave the talk at the White House. So that's him at the White House, obviously, with his family. And he wrote this on Twitter: ad hominem style attacks against me, coming in hot by Ireland's government elite. Classic and glaringly obvious to everyone.
Ooh, this brother, y'all messing with the wrong dude, man. Y'all messing with the wrong dude. So instead of addressing some of the concerns that he said, this is the problem, the people don't like this, what are y'all going to do about it? Instead of doing that, what do? Get online and demonize him. Say he's out of place. And this dude didn't even fall for it. In fact, he ran him. Look, classic, redirection. Yeah, I see what you guys are up to. Watch how he talks to them. I mean, I got a little concerned. I was like, oh, shoot. This dude, like, look, I'm not even the president of Ireland, but don't make me come back home, okay?
Deflection tactics. What is your response / plan of action to the issues I raised? Ireland wants to know. America wants to see. Chip chop now, fellas. Don't make me keep going.
Ooh, they messing with the wrong dude. He's like, yeah, that sounds good and all, but let's get back to the real point. What are y'all going to do about this? All of that. He's out of place. This guy's pushing right-wing talking points. All that mess. That's not working. That's a diversion. I want to know, what are you guys going to do about how the people feel about what's going on in the country right now? Chip chop. Stay on task. I'm not falling for the typical politician redirection and demonization and all of that stuff. What else he say?
Do what you're told by the people of Ireland, and we will have no issue here.
Ooh, you hear that? He's talking like he's a mob boss coming home. Look, do what you are supposed to do by, do by right, the dang on people in Ireland. And hey, we won't have a problem. I don't want to get into politics. I don't want to do that. I want y'all to correct this mess, lest I have to. Okay, if I have to come off the bench, then it's a problem. He's letting these folks know, don't make me do this. And I got the support of the president of the United States too. I think that if this movement caught on fire over there, they would want to make Ireland great again. They would have their own little MAGA situation going on over there.
Do not, and it's over for you. I will publicly send my orders for you to implement, and mark my words, it will be made to be done.
Dang! He said, don't do it, and it's over for you. I'm going to send my demands. Yeah, you're talking to a man that's been in the octagon, and you think I'm worried about you guys over there? Talking reckless from way across the pond? So my man is like, look, I'm sending my demands, okay? Don't make me expose y'all. Boy, this is a grown man message right here. This is the dog mentality that I see in Trump. See, this is the type of stuff, man, you want in a leader that is looking out for the people. This man right here got all the money he wants. Now it's all about my people. And when you see people like this that have everything to lose and nothing to gain, could easily have a peaceful, wonderful life, and they decide that it's more important to go ahead and approach this big elephant in the room than to just say, man, let somebody else deal with it. Then you can't question their motives, except for he got the right motives. He earned his money. He ain't gonna get in there skimming money and getting money from all of these other places and USAID and all of that stuff. He ain't got to do that. He got his own cheese. He would do it because he loves his country. But they would call that bigotry.
You have 12 days to present a clear plan of action on.
He gave him a deadline. You got 12 days. 12 days to present a plan of action. Oh my goodness. Conor.
Dismantling Ireland's human trafficking racket, mass deportations of dangerous criminal and radicalized imports, as well as all who entered illegally, as well as all...
Excuse me. Ooh, man. Allergy season. Boy, did they come in threes or did that come in fours? I don't know. I lost count after the third or fourth one. Boy, I've been doing that all day. Could be the dust from the drywall truck or something. I don't know. And I got the itchy nose now. Okay, now let's get back to Conor McGregor giving his demands. That man said, y'all got 12 days to present a plan or else.
Who are a strain on our welfare system, who have made no effort to secure employment or assimilate with Irish culture and values. Stringent border protection adjustments to stop this from ever happening again. Be the hero here and save yourselves and save Ireland, or my direct plan of action that Ireland and America wishes to see implemented will come in on the White House paper attached with my signature. I mean, that right there, even though this is not a political leader yet, that is actually a political leader.
That's a real hardcore political leader. My man said, look, man, I'm coming. And I'm coming with backup too. Okay. All right. And I'm coming with a MAGA message. I'm seeing all of the stuff over in Ireland that we all saw taking place here in America. Thank God we had a strong leader that saw it, vocalized it, and chose to attack it. And Ireland got the chance to have one of those too. Now, those dummies over there, they probably won't heed the message. They're going to create another Trump in their country because they're that arrogant. That's the problem. Yeah, they'll sit there. Who does this man think he is talking to us like that? All we'll do is just use the media to call him a white nationalist, racist, and a reckless right-winger and this and that. Yeah, we'll do that. and they're not able to check the climate. They're not able to see that their people are frustrated. When they get frustrated and they feel like these leaders don't care, they're hungry for somebody like Conor McGregor to step up. And if he does it, you already know the people gonna get behind him, and then they gotta try to do their own coup that we did over here. They gotta go through all of their little stuff to try to stop the man. They gotta try to trump him out and all of that mess the same way they did over here. But once the people get behind you, boy, you turn into a big fat avalanche. Hard to defend. So anyway, guys, oh snap. Now look at this. We go from making Ireland great again and Australia great again. We need to make them great again. Now all of a sudden we gotta stop by, I think this is Oregon, where we gotta make women's sports great again. Girls sports great again, y'all. So now, remember last night when I did my show and they were upset up there in Illinois about that little boy that was in the bathroom thinking he's a girl, watching all the little girls change, and all of those radicals came up there. Yeah, and then we did a story a couple weeks ago where I forget the state, but this guy he was high jumping and just breaking records, high jumping and all of that stuff, and he's projected to win state. And now we got this guy in the 400-yard dash. Y'all ready for this? Y'all ready for this very gentle, feminine girl who just happens to be this much better than all the other girls? Look at this. Look at this. Oh, look at her. Look at this chick running. Boy, look at that stride. Kind of big though. Kind of lots of muscle. Very, very tall girl. With wow.
Come on, Kelly!
I'm not sure if that's a girl. I'm not. Oh, what? Wow. Look at that. Look at that. And they don't want to obey the executive orders. Do you understand how demoralizing this is? This is unbelievable. That young man won by 7 seconds. Now, you got to understand. If you are at the top of your game, you done made it all the way to state or even the Olympics, and you're running a 400-yard dash and you lose by 7 seconds, you're questioning and rethinking your whole life choices. I mean, can you imagine coming in dead last, running a 400-yard dash, and you done trained 4 years from it? You sitting there, everybody else done crossed the line, and you're thinking to yourself, I can't believe I'm dead last. Man, I could have not practiced for 4 years and still came in dead last. Unbelievable. So now these girls get beat by 7 seconds. They would be like, okay, this person is on steroids if this was an all-boys track meet. Nobody should be beat by 7 seconds in a track meet unless you got an advantage. But you can't say that around the liberals, because that girl guy right there is just as feminine as all those other girls, with the exception of that box jaw, those broad shoulders, those big thighs, that big heart, big hands, big man nose, all of that. But don't worry, guys, don't worry. He had long hair. The hair makes him feminine. And I'm sure he took a couple estrogen pills or here or there or whatever. But that doesn't matter. We don't want to worry about that because, see, we don't want to judge these situations because then we'll get accused of wanting to inspect kids' genitals. So instead of just taking a snapshot and say, that's a man, that guy right there shouldn't be in this. Instead of doing that, I guess the left is saying, well, you won't be able to tell unless you actually check that. And you don't want to be that guy, do you? No, I can eyeball that one. Yeah, I can look at that one right there and say, yeah, something's up with that. Let's see it again. Just one last time. Look at the distance that this person put. This is ridiculous. Man, if I was somebody's dad, I would run down those stairs right out on that track and dive out there and trip that dude before he crosses the finish line. And that's right. I'll be booed out of that stadium. Some radical father got out there and tripped the transgender girl. Yeah, I did it to save the dignity of all the other girls. Look at this. Ain't nobody even around the bend yet. Unbelievable. Unbelievable that we have adults allowing this to happen. And look, somebody down there giving him a high five. For what? For what? No. You don't get that. You don't get that. I would give him the slip with the, fake you out, psych on a motorbike. You don't get a high five after you beat these girls by 7 seconds. And would probably wonder why people got a problem with this. What? They're attacking me. They're picking on me. I wouldn't even feel comfortable if I was this guy. I would be going, man, I can't even gloat about this win. And the sad part, I guarantee you, if you take that guy right there and put him over there with guys, he probably would be getting beat by 7 seconds. But this is the world we live in, and maybe one day, after the left keep losing elections, they'll finally make girls' sports great again. Let's continue. Look at this. Boy, I tell you, I would give the medal to this girl right here that just crossed the line. I would be like, man, get out of here and watch out. Go somewhere. Go on now. Go on. Here you go. A first place winner, second place winner. Unreal, man. And, you know, I don't know about y'all, but if you ever been an athlete, you get one shot at it. Those years go by like that. In the midst of it, you're like, oh, man, I got 4 years of track. Then next you know, it's like, man, I'm a senior. I better do something. And then you get to this level only to be beaten by a boy. I'm still struggling over the last football game I played in high school, y'all. I would give up a baby pinky to play that game over again. And yet, imagine if we would have got on that field and they would have sent out the Pittsburgh Steelers on us. And we sitting there like, you sure these guys are in high school? I thought they look pretty big. Unbelievable, man. So now these girls got to live with this loss. Good grief. Well, anyway, y'all, let's get into some Musk derangement syndrome here because it's raging. It is raging badly. And now they don't know what to do because they've created the angry mob and unleashed all the crazies. And yet they got to try to justify all of the real domestic terrorism that's taking place by the crazies. See, without discouraging the crazies or throwing the crazies under the bus. So let's go ahead and see how that's going.
What their attitude is, I made my money all by myself.
Y'all see Mr. Burns? They want Mr. Burns gone. You want to fit that attitude? I made my money all by yourself. Listen to this arrogant dude right here. Basically saying more government and we as the government feel entitled to your money. You shouldn't be able to make your own money all by yourself. It's the government's money. How you think Chucky getting rich? You think I'm opening up a business? Chucky can't do that. I ain't got those type of skills. I can barely put my glasses up over my nose. Dang on it. Now I want that government money, that tax money. So here he is demonizing people who want to keep their own money.
How dare your government take my money from me? I don't want to pay taxes.
Wow. Now, this is how out of touch Democrats are. How many people listening to that statement would be like, darn right, I can't wait to pay taxes. Shoot. I don't care if you're making minimum wages, you still don't want to pay taxes. See, he's trying to make it seem like it's only the rich folks that's going, I don't want to pay no taxes. Nobody wants to pay taxes. But this guy has to try to make it seem bad that all of them are saying, less taxes, man. Less taxes, keep your money. So he now got to try to make it sound like it's bad. And the only way he can pull this off is because folks that are so blinded by Trump and Elon derangement syndrome, they would take taxes over dang on Elon and Trump. They would be like, that's right, man. You know what would happen if they stopped paying taxes, if they took away our taxes? Yeah, how would we support our left-wing activism? So let's continue.
Built my company with my bare hands.
So I'll make sure that I keep it short, but I am truly here for very selfish reasons.
Yeah, man. Selfish as a mug. Y'all see ugly foot? Let me take my high heels off and put my open toe sandals on. So you can see I just came from getting a pedicure. That's what I did. You think my toes is cute? No, I don't. So here she is. Look what she's wishing for.
Starting with on March 29th, it's my birthday. And all I want to see happen on my birthday is for Elon to be taken down. Yes.
Now you see these fools coming out. This is Elon derangement syndrome. So she wants Elon to be taken out. How? What do you mean, Crockett? Huh? How, Ratchet? What do you mean? So now a man who ain't did nothing to nobody. In fact, a man who rescued astronauts, but they don't care about that stuff. They don't care about that. Matt Walsh even said it, and I said it last night. I guarantee you they were wishing for something bad to go wrong with that rescue. I guarantee you. Guarantee they were all like, please, I hope that mug blow up. I hope something go wrong. So we don't have to pretend to be like, hey, yeah, they brought him back. Unbelievable. So this guy right here, who ain't taking no money to do this, and legitimately is trying to save us from just completely shipwrecking economically. And these folks are treating him like he's the boogeyman. Now we see, though, that the Democrats respond reflexively to things that threaten their power, their status, their well-being. And then they project that onto their dummies. And once the dummies get hold of it, they don't know what to do. See, that's the problem when you're a dummy. Somebody else controls your mind and your mouth. So like this guy right here, he's not able to stop for a second and say, why are all the Democrats hating on Elon Musk? Is it because Elon Musk became some radical, crazy Nazi and he's not the same old Elon as before? Or is it that Elon is doing something that threatens them? Therefore, they need to get me on their side hating Elon, not because Elon's doing something wrong, but it's because Elon's doing something right. And he's not able to discern that. They jump on narratives so quick as soon as the fake news and the Democrats throw it out there without even questioning it, without even stopping to think like, wait a minute, man, I probably used to hang out with Elon. I used to love Elon. They don't even stop to question, like, wait a minute, how did I just go from Elon Musk is the Tony Starks of our century to that guy right there needs to go back to Africa? Listen to this fool.
I think everybody should really enjoy taking this guy down and the stock down and
taking this guy down and the stock down. These people, man, are horrible. So now all of a sudden, this washed up actor, he's all about taking Elon's down, taking his stock down, taking Elon down. Now, you don't think that this rubs off on folks who don't have the common sense to say, let me stop with just not buying it. Let me stop with just standing outside with my sign. Yeah. See, for every one of those you got that got just enough restraint to be out there with nothing but a sign, you got another one that's saying, I'm about to go over there and I'm going to key this car. Y'all all saw the old dude last night getting busted, keying the car, talking about, I don't know what you're talking about. See, so when you hear people saying stuff like this, they're going, well, what do they mean, stop them? When I think of stopping them, I'm thinking I need to go up and start shooting stuff.
Nothing's going to, we are in an oligarchic country that's
good grief.
That's fascist. And
I mean, they wouldn't know what an oligarch country that's fascist is if it bit him on a butt. He's supposed to be an educated actor or something like that. And he can't discern the difference between a real oligarch. Oh, boy. That's true. That's true. That's true. Boy. I need an allergy pill. Somebody anybody got one for me? I need an allergy pill. Oh, okay. All right, I'm going to do something that has never been done before, ladies and gentlemen. Next sneeze spell I get, I'm going to attempt to hold it in. Please do not try that at home. I am a professional. So let's continue watching this fool talk about oligarchies.
Becoming more fascist every day. And that means people are going to die, and it's going to get as ugly as we can think.
Wow. How do your mind go there? How do your mind go there? Just oligarchy, as fascist, is every day. People are going to die. It's going to get uglier than we think. Do you understand? This guy's not a politician. He believes it. I mean, this guy really believes this.
And the only way to stop that is if the people who have the money are afraid of us, the 99%. And, it's the people who own the society.
Well, how do you make people afraid of you? See, because if it was just you guys boycotting, that wouldn't work. If it was just you guys walking outside without harassing people, yelling at them, calling them names, throwing stuff at them, vandalizing their cars, shooting up the cars, burning up stuff. If it was just you guys peacefully protesting, nobody's just afraid of that. I mean, if I wanted to buy a Tesla, test drive one, and I pull up in the Tesla spot and you guys part like the Red Sea to let me go in, yeah. You leave me be, you don't get in my face and call me some names and all of that stuff. I wouldn't be afraid of you guys, but I would be afraid if you guys are out there with the tiki torches and you got the Molotov cocktails and shooting at the store. So, yeah, this guy's talking about that. They need to be afraid of us.
The owners, those people, we have to make them really afraid. And what's happening now with Musk is making them very afraid. And that's a good thing.
That's a good thing. See, now remember, guys, he's leaving it open-ended with the afraid. We need to make them afraid. So how? How are you going to do that? Like I said, when people are out there just marching around, minding their own business with their signs, nobody's afraid of that. But when you start seeing people all over the internet saying, dude, I just came outside and my Tesla is completely painted like a clown. They just put all kind of stuff on here. That's the stuff that make people go, I'm afraid that we got crazy liberals running around and no telling how far they're willing to go, because John Cusack here said we got to stop the oligarchy and the fascists.
If we kill the Tesla brand, if we drive down the stock price low enough, we can force him to sell his stock to pay back the billions of dollars of debt that he took on to buy Twitter.
Now, these folks are trying to break and bankrupt this man out of business while he's trying to save America from going bankrupt. This is the twistedness in this. This guy's trying to save us from going bankrupt. He's the hero in this story. You dummies don't even realize it. They have manipulated these folks into thinking Elon's the villain. This is fascinating, man. Boy, I tell you.
This will drive Tesla stock into a death spiral. Tanking Tesla stock is a very solid strategy, and it's one of the only solid strategies that's really been articulated.
Well, you know what? I think you need to work on the strategies to get some bass in your voice. That's what you need. You need a strategy to get some bass in your voice. The Tesla talk. A little bit too much up in the nostrils.
To deal with this moment. And if we're successful, we will collapse Elon Musk's wealth, and with it, his power.
Unbelievable. Yep, with it, all of the employees. Wait a minute. You want to collapse Tesla? They got the best car on the market for, the batteries and stuff in the ozone. What about? Because see, these Muppets right here would walk right out of protesting Tesla and walk right over to the next protest talking about save climate change, stop fossil fuels, not realizing that we're destroying one of the people who's contributing to helping the climate.
So we need to be very clear about what our demands are.
No, what I need to be clear is your neck. I can't see it. Where's it? Think on it. Nothing but jaws. So let's continue, because she's talking about that we need to be very clear. There'll be no wine before this time.
What our bright lines are, and that we're not going to stop until Tesla is done with Musk.
Unbelievable. Trying to ruin a man's business because this man is trying to save our country from going bankrupt. I mean, once again, the left, they tear things down by any means necessary. But don't forget, though, they're tolerant. They're the peaceful ones. It's those radical right-wingers that 80% of all the crimes committed in our country, according to Jasmine Ratchet, is done by right-wing extremists, white supremacists, y'all. So yeah, where are all the white supremacists out there burning up Teslas? Anybody find any? Oh, these people, because they're the white supremacists. These white liberals think they're superior to everybody. Unbelievable, man.
Thank you.
Tesla was permanently tarnished the moment Musk gave that Nazi salute.
Whoa, boy. So now this is some guy, Alex Winter. He went with the Nazi, y'all. He went with the Nazi. I would be embarrassed, man. I would be embarrassed if I'm out here slinging out Nazis and white supremacists and racists. and then snap out of it one day and look back like, I cannot believe I was that deeply brainwashed. Nobody came to help me. That does look like Sean Penn's brother. That's why I had to double take. I was like, man, that guy looks like Sean Penn's brother. But I think he's the older version of the guy that played in The Lost Boys. He was one of the vampires, I think. He looks like it, just a little older and stupider.
Followed it with his brutal attack on the lives of ordinary citizens. And meanwhile, the protests will continue to grow. It won't stop until Musk is stopped. That means more people in the streets, more people learning the facts about his attack on our democracy.
And they don't have the facts about the attack on the democracy because they're stupid. They're just vomiting up Democrat talking points. They refuse to even go and see all of the stuff he's printing. Showing, hey, look, man, I am not trying to steal y'all. Y'all really think I'm trying to steal y'all money? Why would I need y'all money? Y'all all broke compared to me. Secondly, here's the stuff. We don't care about that. Facts doesn't matter to us. They told us to hate you, Elon, so we hate you. Send it back to Africa. Send it back. That's how dumb liberal voters are. I'm sitting there going, wow, what are you talking about, man?
More people who aren't afraid of standing up to corruption and bullies.
This is something that hasn't happened very much in our country, and it's time to take down a man who's done colossal harm and will do more harm if we don't stop him.
How? What kind of harm? And he's going to do harm to the Democrat Party and the deep state. That's the only harm he's doing, buddy. He's doing more harm. They don't even know what harm is being done. These are complete. Boy, I tell you, man, I feel like I'm taking crazy pills. I be sitting back listening to these people just say stuff, and I'm saying, wow, you at least try to stop and internalize it. Just take a second and say, wait, what actual harm is he doing? Or am I listening to them getting on? He's taking the money away from the kids, and you know what, cancer is on the rise. Oh, did I tell you, mumps and measles is back. Mumps and measles. And rickets. Kids are coming down with rickets. Boy, they're suffering from all kind of yellow jaundice. All kind of stuff. Democrats and the fake news could literally sling out whatever crazy ideal or talking point that pops up in their head, and these Muppets will take it and run with it. Take it and run with it. So let's go ahead and see just how much of these people that's in the street are peacefully protesting.
The FBI and ATF now investigating multiple cases of possible arson.
Am I hearing claps? Am I hearing? See? Yeah, but don't worry though. It's Donald Trump and all of his militia, and I think that he's taking us towards a civil war, according to Mad Max. See? But now all of a sudden, you hear all of these dummies on this set cheering as they're reporting on all these Teslas being burned.
And Cybertrucks.
This dramatic video shows multiple cars in flames. Police say the attacker used Molotov cocktails. It's the latest in more than a dozen incidents.
Yay! Anarchy! Yay! We love it! See, now, if one conservative did one small thing, they would, first of all, assign that blame to every conservative MAGA supporter in the whole world, the whole wide world. One MAGA person lose their temper and say, you know what? This person came up and snatched my MAGA sign out of my yard. I'm sick of it. So I went over, picked up a brick and broke their window. The MAGA folks are violent. The whole MAGA movement, they're listening to dog whistles by Trump. That they're emboldened. They're emboldened. But now you see all of these popping up, and now you got to have the dumb media try to excuse this. They got to sit back and go, yeah, I'm sure we're going to get hounded, as we should. Because remember, they covered up all of this violence for years. Mostly peaceful protesters. And I want to be clear. Behind me, it's been mostly peaceful protesters until now. Just right when I came in, all of a sudden, that's when the fire started, and they started breaking out windows. Up until that point, they were all sitting around with rose petals in their ear, singing Kumbaya.
This is of arson and vandalism targeting Tesla.
The same suspect shot more Teslas with a gun. Tesla Cybertrucks were set on.
Would you look at this? They all need to be thrown completely on their stomach with their arms behind their back. And I mean, a tight. Is that too tight? Is that too? Yes. Good. Tighten them down. I know how it feels. I've had my arms in cuffs before. They make sure you ain't got no wiggle room. Tighten them down real good. shooting at cars and burning these cars up. Now, if this ain't domestic terrorism, I don't know what is. Yeah, we're going to burn down your business. We're going to intimidate people for a political agenda. And yet the media is going to, let's not focus on that. Let's not focus on that. Let's just focus on the ones that aren't burning down stuff and shooting things.
On fire in Kansas City, and earlier this month, shots fired at a Tesla dealership in Oregon.
Look at these folks. Shots fired, and they're on the set clapping. Window broken out, and they're up there clapping. What if somebody was in there working late and would have got hit? See, now, I hate to get spiritual on y'all for a quick second, but in the scriptures, in the book of Revelations, it talks about the two prophets that will come back and preach, I think for maybe 2 years, something like that. And it would drive the people so crazy and so mad because they're pointing out all of their wickedness that when these two are killed and their bodies are laying in the middle of the street, the people will cheer and celebrate. See, this is where society is getting to, where I now can see that. You know, back when I was younger and I would read that scripture, I'd be like, now, why would people do that? I don't think people would feel that way if two people were laying in the middle of the street dead. But let two people that's been walking around for 2 years straight saying, y'all need to repent, y'all nasty things going after these kids, and y'all need to, and ain't no such thing as a transgender. And these folks are mad enough and angry enough to celebrate if those type of people got killed. Look what took place yesterday during my video when I was showing y'all those people in the school board meeting. You think those people wouldn't celebrate if something bad happened to that parent? They were looking at that parent like, I hope you choke. That's how they feel. And here they are right now celebrating this stuff. This is where we are at.
Cybertrucks on fire in Seattle.
Wow, you guys like petty acts of domestic terrorism, huh? Cool. Wow. Okay, let me just say, nobody should be breaking the law and blowing up Teslas, especially because if you just wait a few minutes, they'll probably do it by themselves.
Yuck. I'm going to tell you right now, man, if I had a Tesla, I saw a video of a black dude who went to the dentist, came out, and he's like, oh my God, man, look what they did to my car. Now, you think those white liberals who did that, because you know that's what it was. You think those white liberals would have stopped first to say, let's see if it's one of the precious black people that we always try to connect with and say we're fighting for owns that car. Let's see if one of our precious victims that we just label as a victim because they're black. Yeah, you know what? They're struggling. They're black. I don't even know how he got the car. I mean, most of the time, black people can't afford those things. We can because of our white privilege, but not them. Not them. You think they waited to see if this person fit the demographic of a white Trump supporter? They don't even realize that probably most of these cars are driven by Democrats. But they don't care. Their minds don't process that. And then you get these fools out here making fun of it and laughing at it.
Tesla stock is way down, almost disastrously so. People have been...
You hear that?
Vandalizing Tesla vehicles, new Tesla vehicles. Please don't vandalize. Don't ever vandalize Tesla vehicles. And so...
That's supposed to be funny? Unfunny man? That's his new name, Unfunny Man. So they're celebrating, the decline of Elon's his car company. Now, Malcolm X said something that it took me a hard time to even find the clip of him saying this. And then one time I tried to use it and they took it off or something. But where he was talking about how the media can make you love who you hate and make you hate who you love. This is a perfect example of how that is true. Now, I didn't agree with everything Malcolm X said, but two things I did agree with. White liberals are the most dangerous people, and the media can manipulate your mind to one day say, I love this guy. Look what he's doing. And the next day, he's a white nationalist, apartheidist. He needs to go back just that quick. Now, How do you feel being a person that your brain is that susceptible to manipulation? I don't know about you, but I don't like feeling like I'm a chess piece on a board. That folks come in and drop any narrative in my head and make me go, oh, okay, I guess now it's time for us to hate them. Nah, I tell you, man, all they did is make me want to buy a Tesla. And then you got this guy. You see Tampon right here. Now, he should be somewhere under a rock. But here he is.
I know it's a dark time, but I was saying on my phone, I know some of you know this on the iPhone, they've got that little stock app. I had a Tesla to give me a little boost during the day.
Now, once again, this guy was almost the vice president. The guy that is hating on an American company, the guy who is basically wishing evil on an American citizen that he would have been responsible for governing over. Now, if Trump came out and said, you know what, all the liberal business owners out there, I wish their stock would collapse and I wish they'd all go out of business. And all of those that supported the Democrat Party and gave to them, I hope they all collapse. Forget that they might employ hundreds and thousands of people. Forget that. If they were liberal or we don't agree with them, I hope their whole business goes down. This is what this fool is doing because, see, he's the idiot that mouths off when he feels comfortable. And he don't think that somebody's recording this. He's that guy. He lives in the moment. And he gets so caught up with his ego and so thirsty for an applause and a laugh and a soundbite that he don't realize that soundbite could come back to haunt me later. That's the dummy right here that we avoided. Yeah, so now he throws that out there. And yet, I guarantee you, when he runs for president, I'm going to be the president for all people. I'm going to be... No, you're not. No, you're not. You were wishing that the stock would fall. And yet, we're about to find out that he gets exposed for being a dummy. Look, stop, drop. Look at him.
I'm saying, like, you can contribute to whoever you want, and the hope is that they're going to know that you want certain priorities.
He literally tweeted to the members of Congress.
The oldest profession on earth,
you don't have to touch me.
Is not.
Look at this. See? Look, you see that ugly face right there? This is what liberalism do to your face. This is what wokeness do to you. Now, it takes a pretty girl and makes her ugly. You see that? Yeah, just a second ago. Yeah, I'm like, oh, she's a cute girl. And then that liberalism came out. You see, yeah, you see that? Now, these are the most nastiest people. Black, liberal women that's radical and race baiting. They're just mad for nothing. Always mad. Here she is now. Don't touch me. Now, do you really think Kevin O'Leary is like offending you just because he just kind of put his hand on you? You got to now go into your angry black mode. And it's like racism is leaking all out of her.
Literally tweeted to these members, thank you for doing this. I don't want you to touch me. That's my personal space. I won't ever do it again. Thank you. But he literally...
It's my personal space. Thank you. I don't want you to touch me again. Why? What? See, this is what makes you undesirable. This is what makes people say, y'all are weird. Yeah, normal people don't react like this. See, you done bought into it, man. You really think you're living in the Black Panther days. Don't touch me. Man. Nasty attitude. That's why she's about to get embarrassed.
He literally.
Now, I just want to be clear. No one at this table condones violence, right?
That's the disclaimer. But I'm here to go ahead and run interference for the violence that we're seeing take place. Not for the first time either. We done seen this picture over and over again. I'm like, what? I can't even tell the difference between the footage. Is the footage now or is it like 3 years ago? I mean, everything's burning. Fire looked like fire. This could have been today or could have been 3 or 4 years ago when they were doing it. But don't forget about J6, that one day.
Setting cars on fire, breaking windows, whatever. All of that is bad. But the question is...
But there it is. Let's get that out the way up front. Because we're about to run interference for them and still go after Elon. So, yeah, let's get this clear. We don't condone violence. It's bad and all that stuff. Anyway. Now... Here's the real question. Here's the real topic that they told me to get to.
I mean, is it okay for an American company to just be hated, for people to want it to not do well?
I think go back to point one.
The guy who the black girl didn't want to touch her is the smartest man on the set. And watch this.
You set a car on fire, you should go to jail. You're a criminal.
Any car,
I don't think we have to talk about it in any other context.
You hear, Abby? Yeah, she's trying to bridge into the J6 like it's any crime, exactly. You know where you want to go. That's the only thing they can go to. Anytime they try to defend or justify the overwhelming amount of violence that comes out of the left, it's always, but J6.
And all those cars have cameras in them, and those dealerships have cameras. You're beyond being stupid when you do that. You're going to go to jail, and you now have a government that just got their mandate. They can't wait to find idiots that do this.
Yep, licking their chops. Boy, I tell you right now, if I worked under Dan Bongino or somebody, I'd be like, unleash me, boss, unleash me. You want this type of terrorism to stop? Unleash me.
You're going to spend 5 to 20 years in prison. If they get them on terrorism, which I think is a stretch, they will have no parole, no shortened sentence. They'll rot in hell in prison for 20 years. And frankly, as far as I'm concerned, that's okay.
Yes, it is. A to the man. There you go. Let them sit and think about it for years because they bought into this nonsense. Let them sit up in there like, man, Democrats got me killed, man. So let's continue because they don't like what he's saying. Now she got to try to interrupt him.
Breaking in, shooting a car, setting on fire, nothing to do with the politics, nothing to do with Tesla.
Nothing.
You are a criminal, and you should go to jail.
What about
the protest factor?
You hear that? You hear it? Yeah, let's get off the criminal stuff. Let's get off the violent stuff. See, but what about the protest factor, though? What about that, though? Because we don't want to talk about the violence that comes along with this. Encouraged by Democrats talking about the Elon Musk is a threat to our democracy. He's stealing your money. He's going through your business records. He's just...
I mean, you heard
what
Tim Walz.
protest?
You're a criminal. I'm talking about Tim Walz and his comments about the Tesla stock.
Yeah,
he says it gives
get off the violence. You see her? They are in her ear. Get off the violence. Get off the violence. Steer them away from the fact that these are the real domestic terrorists. Steer them away, Abby. We pay you big money to do this.
A boost to see that stock going down.
That poor guy didn't check his portfolio and his own pension plan for state. It's beyond stupid what he did.
Yes, because Tim Walz is stupid. We've been witnessing Homer Simpson on the campaign trail for months. Boy, I tell you that Tim Walz, he's the gift that keeps on giving. A man that demands putting tampons in the boys' restroom. Got to be stupid. So let's continue, though.
He's talking down a 3.5% weighting in his own pension plan. I mean, what's the matter with that guy? He doesn't check the well-being of his own constituents in his state. I mean, that's their investment fund.
Look at Abby. To your point, yeah, he is pretty stupid. Yeah, he is pretty stupid. But you know who's stupider than him? Kamala Harris for picking him. Maybe he was her insurance policy, like Joe. I'm going to pick Chameleon. So this way, if they get rid of me, they're stuck with her. And she's like, I'm going to pick Tampon. Oh, boy, but he helped sink that ship.
Hey, bozo.
The Minnesota Tesla
here we go.
State Board of Investment,
Look
they
at
have 1.6 million shares in Tesla in their retirement fund, 211,000 shares in a non-retirement fund. It's a relatively small amount, but that's one company, one single stock, and that's because Tesla is a huge part of the tech growth. But this is not the first time that companies have been in the crosshairs of protests. I mean, Republicans have protested.
Here we go. Now she's going to try to make a false equivalence. Now she's sitting back like, okay, how can we bridge this and keep our viewers focused on the protests and basically messing with Elon's money? We don't want them to focus on people messing with Elon's cars, which really aren't his cars anymore because they're bought by other people or the dealership owns it. We don't want our audience to say, maybe we're the baddies. Do you think we're the baddies? We don't want them seeing that. We want to get them back on the protesters. So watch her try to say, look, y'all be protesting too. But how do we protest?
To companies all the time.
It's just one solid period of the time that they have to go through it.
Well, let's play some of the Budweiser sound just to
Yes,
remind
please
people
do.
This was just a couple of years ago, actually.
American beer brand Bud Light knocked $4 billion off of its parent company Anheuser-Busch's market cap this past week. And this is great. This is a great thing, and we need to keep it up.
Yeah, and I'm sure Matt Walsh jumped out of that studio, ran down the street to the nearest Budweiser store and took a Molotov cocktail and threw it in the window. I'm sure that's what he did right after that, guys.
I understand Bud Light is piss water masquerading as beer. So I guess that, it's sort of trans beer.
This boy.
Now, so Ben, pull out your guns and start to shooting up the Budweiser store. All those cans in there. Yeah, there it is. It's the same. It's the exact same. According to Abby.
Boycott is just getting started. It's not losing its legs. It's not petering out. It's not waiting for the storm to pass. This boycott means business.
Yeah, and I'm sure she ran up into the dang on Walmart and start opening cans and taking one sip and putting it back down. Ma'am, are you gonna pay for those? No. There you go. 6-pack for you. Oh, those are open. Yeah, I know. I opened them. So yeah, look at this. Same type of protesters. Nope, they're not. Because see, we don't commit violence and stuff like. Matter of fact, we barely ever protest. The only one I really remember, two. One, when they didn't want folks to go back to work up there in Michigan with wretched Witchmore up there, and they were up there peacefully protesting, and she came out talking about they had swastikas and the Confederate flag, and we didn't see none of that. Didn't see none of that. And they're super spreaders, not BLM though, not Antifa. What their protesters are justified because racism is a national threat. That's what it is. COVID don't bother those folks. So that was one, and the other one was J6, whereas they started breaking into the Capitol before Trump even finished. The bulk of the people that went over there was shocked when they got there. Like, what the heck is going on here? Let me see. I might as well go in since the cops are waving me in. But I can think of countless violent protests by the left.
Bud Light and Anheuser-Busch. Have a terrific day.
You can't make it up.
I'm sure he went and started stepping on cans of Budweiser. That's what he went, right up in the store, just start tearing it up. No, he didn't do that. So wait, when conservative protest, we protest by just simply saying, I just ain't gonna buy that stuff. That's what we do? You mean to tell me we don't take time out of our day to go out there, everybody posse up, we're going down in front of the Budweiser place, and we're gonna go ahead and start marching around and yelling and stuff and demonizing workers when they go in. Yet that's what we're gonna do. We don't do that? Are you kidding me? So we just simply say, man, I'm not getting out of my comfort to go down there and do that. I'm just not gonna buy Budweiser. Ta-da! But that's not the style of the left.
Yeah, but look,
watch this.
I mean,
there is a difference.
I mean, what is the difference? I'm not talking about the violence.
See, there it is. Yeah. So now she just stepped right in it. There is a difference. I'm not talking about the violence though. Did I make that clear? I don't want us to even focus or think about the violence. But that's the main ingredient that makes it different. That's why you can't even bring these two scenarios together. Because when you add violence to one, it's over with. Over. I don't want to hear nothing else you have to say when you start acting a fool. That's why it burns me up when they would go down there and get black folks to act up and tear up their own neighborhoods and burn down their own stuff. And I'm saying, you think anybody want to hear what you got to say and why you mad when you burning down businesses and flipping over cars and breaking into stores? Same thing with the Hamas protest. Same thing with these climate change protesters who be tying themselves to the street and blocking traffic. Nobody wants to hear what you're mad about after that. If I'm coming home, feet hurt, back hurt, hands hurt, dirty and dusty, and I'm going, what is going on up there? And I see your butt tied to the street, you better be lucky I don't give you the double tap. Foop, foop. You feel something? And then you want to, you're down with our cause? No.
Already established that. I get a kick out of it.
First of all, Tim Walz is a complete moron.
Oh, let's see how much of a moron he is, y'all. Because you know I like making fun of Homer Simpson. Let's see.
Democratic nominee for Vice President, Governor Tim Walz, is already partway through his nationwide town hall slamming Trump, Musk, and Doge in some key battlegrounds.
And there's nothing conservative about an unelected South African Nepo baby firing people to VA.
Whoa. That sounded quite racist, y'all. See, they don't even care how it comes out when they're talking about their enemies. They don't care how it might just sound a little hypocritical. And all of a sudden now they're really focused on nationality when it comes to Elon. Yeah, what country he comes from. All of a sudden now, they want to bring up and put it right front in your face, immigration. There it is. But we don't need to bring up immigration when it comes down to all the precious illegal immigrants. They're all just citizens of the planet. There you go. Nobody's illegal. Until we're talking about an actual legal African American that is digging into our pockets.
And again,
look at it.
I got to be honest with you. They hate public education. I think they hate it for the reason we all know in here. It's easier to run an authoritarian government if you don't have a population that knows.
That's describing the Democrat population that votes for you guys. That's the funny part about it. Yeah, Democrat asshole ran cities and them loving the public education and stuff. The funny part about it, when you look at the scores of these kids right now, they want to keep these, especially in minority neighborhoods, keep these kids nice and ignorant, dumb and mad, and make them feel like victims. Because then we can control them. Yeah, then they'll be believing stuff like Elon Musk is an oligarchy and he's the white supremacist and he's Hitler. Then they will believe stuff like that. You see how that works? So, but yet he's blaming it on us. You know what? They want these people stupid so they can control them. All they do is project. And they clap for that. And again.
Obviously, I don't have all the answers, but I think it's appealing to people's sense of decency.
You don't have any
I should be careful about that. I thought a message that we should value all people and we should have an immigration policy that adheres to the law but adheres to humanity. And they talked about eating dogs and cats and they won.
Are they not trust? That's why we won, right? It couldn't be because you are a moron and a liar. Could it be that? Could it be that you are a weirdo, with jazz hands? Could it be that? Could it be that you got busted line all over the place and you had a raggedy running mate as well? Could it be that? Let's continue though, because now the stupidity gets worse. The man already went ahead and established the fact that he's a moron.
What's your take? I mean, what are you hearing when you hear this? Why are people not trusting the message we were delivering? Because I keep coming back to this.
Because your message stinks. That's what it was. You didn't have a message. Your message was Trump is bad. Orange man's bad. That they're just weird. And the white supremacy, did I say that already? Don't forget the Nazis. They're having a Nazi rally. A dictator on day one. J6. That was your message. Yeah, I can't eat no J6. Yeah, I can't put no Nazis in my gas tank. There it is. Can't go in the store and buy up a whole bunch of groceries with identity politics.
We needed to have immigration reform to control our borders, and you can do that with humanity. Donald Trump just said they're invading our country and they're eating dogs and cats, and he got more votes. Have they figured it?
Because they knew he was serious about stopping this mess. But yet you guys are up to just lip service. I thought we need to, nobody disagrees. We need immigration reform. That's the thing we always say to give an excuse of why we haven't done nothing. Even as the executive branch could have stopped all that mess. And now Trump did it. And it just goes to show these folks were lying the whole time. Can't do nothing. I would stop it, but look, they need to do the immigration reform. My hands are tied. Until the election came around, then all of a sudden he was like, all right, let's put a stop on this for a couple of days. See if I win. Let's continue watching him make a fool of himself.
It out that the identity piece of this is more important than the actual substance behind it.
Well, they've been doing it for decades. I mean, we've saw the welfare queens. They've seen the Southern strategy. We've seen it over and over. It's an old playbook, and we're as dumb as we want to be that we allow them to do this with CRT and ESG and DEI and everything.
And all of that mess is stupid. That's why it works. It's not propaganda when we identify the stupidity of the left. He's thinking that they do it all the time. They just use these things. They weaponize these things. No, y'all give us the weapons. Democrats walk right up to us and go, here you go, transgender rights for kids. There you go. Shoot me with that. Shoot me with that. Here you go. The little boys running in girls' sports. There you go. You like that right there? Yes, I do. I'm about to light your tail up. You up here talking about some we need to defend it. Here you go. Here's an open border and more legal immigrants and money for them. You like that? Go ahead. Does it feel good in your arms? Yes, it does. They give us the weapons. But here this guy's up here talking about well, you know what? They've been doing this all the time. Basically calling out our stupid ideas and policies.
Every three-letter word.
And then they demonize people.
Yeah.
Look. Then they're demonized people. These two jokers up in this bad boy doing nothing but projecting. Then they demonize people. Those Nazis. Those Nazis always demonize people. Those white supremacists, xenophobes, homophobes always are demonizing people. As these people are demonizing us.
Demonize and they weaponize grievance. They other people. They talk down to people, past people. They humiliate people.
All attributes and characteristics of the Democrat Party. Unbelievable, man, these people. So Gavin Newsom's trying to pretend, though, that he's trying to go moderate and he's trying to be more understanding when it comes down to the rest of the country because he wants to run for president. But it ain't going to work. We see right through that.
People, they weaponize difficult issues. But the bottom line is, and I think it goes back to what we began with, is, and I applaud you for this, is we cannot continue to be on the defense reacting to this. We've got to go on the offense. We got to meet people where they are. But I also think this, and this is where, this is part of the conversation I'm trying to have, is you got to respect people you disagree with, and you can't just dismiss people.
Now, see, that's too much common sense, even though it's insincere. But it's too much common sense for Homer Simpson head. See, this guy right here, it doesn't compute. He don't even recognize what Gavin Newsom is doing. He don't realize that Gavin Newsom is actually, fooling him. He's sitting there going, you know what? I guess this is how Gavin Newsom really feels. Now, we all know this guy don't feel or think that way. He's playing the game. Homer Simpson head, sitting back like, oh, wait a minute. Watch this.
How do you fight it?
How do you fight it?
I
think I can kick most of their ass. I do think that.
This guy, I think I could kick most of their butt. Start there. Hi, guys. Tampon. That guy. Send him my way. This is what liberals don't realize. All of these young, crazy, stupid, radical leftists, even the young ones to the old ones, they're not built for real confrontation. They're the hitch and run. They're to gang up on you, hit you, and take off running. Or in the dark. That's why they wear those masks when they come out and do their dirty work. If the right ever comes off the bench, it would be problems. Problems. People like this talk about, I think I could kick their butts. Man, this dude would be mincemeat. Yeah, I'll be like the thing on the Cowardly Lion. Come on. I'll fight you with one hand behind my back. Come on. That's what I do to this dude. One hand behind my back.
I know I can outrun them, but I don't know if we're going to fall into that place where we want to. Okay, we challenge you to a WWE fight or type of thing.
But it's a natural reaction. I think it's one of the reasons we're losing so many men. And again, it's multi-ethnic. It's not just white men.
Yeah, multi-ethnic. Now he's trying to throw some hints to Homer Simpson head, but he ain't catching it. He's trying to be like, look, man, stop acting crazy. Stop talking crazy. Can you pretend for a minute? What's wrong with you? But not Tampon. Tampon is in straight up, I'll say what I want mode, and not think about how this is going to appear to the rest of the country.
We're losing them. We're losing them to these guys online. We're losing people that I'm bringing on this podcast as well. That's why I brought.
These are bad guys, though.
He ain't learning. I mean, Gavin Newsom is sly and corrupt and deceitful, and Tampon doesn't get it. He's not catching it. But these are bad guys, though. So now, Charlie Kirk and all of us, basically, any of us right MAGA supporters or people influencing, folks and young men seeing that, yeah, over here we got Trump going, fight, fight, fight. And over here we got Tampon going, hi, everybody. That's what we got. Over here we got Trump out there like, Over there, we got Tampon talking about the boys need tampons refilled in their bathrooms. Yeah, and he's wondering why. Yeah, they're bad guys, though. Yeah, bad meaning good. Yeah, not bad meaning bad, but bad meaning good. There it is. Let's continue.
These are bad guys, but they exist, and we can deny they exist. They exist. Not only they exist, they persist.
And the arrogance in that right there. These are bad guys. This guy is one of the baddest. He's one of the worst. Both of these two. These are two slime balls right here. Horrific people. And yet here he is. They're bad guys though. And you'll wonder why our party's growing. And I got a good feeling they're going to take it to the chin in the midterms too.
They're actually influencing young kids every single day.
How do we push back
under a rock?
There you go. That's the solution, America. This the guy that wants to run for president. How do we push them back under a rock? See? Dumb. He's not even savvy enough to negotiate this conversation right here. He's not even picking up what Gavin Newsom is trying to do. He's trying to make you look not as crazy, but it's greater than tampon. The Homer Simpson brain won't let him catch it. I mean, he's a bad politician. I thought, how can we push him back under a rock? I hate them all. Hate them all. They're all evil, aren't they? They're evil, aren't they, Gavin? Well, I mean, you might not want to say they're all evil. I mean, what is evil? What is evil? You know what evil is. White supremacists, Trump wearing hats, guys like that. Those are this dummy don't even catch it.
I think we have to first understand what their motivations are. I think we have to understand what they're actually doing. And
You don't
I think
think
that's
it's racism and misogyny?
I think there's a lot of that.
Oh my goodness, this guy's dumb. They were right about him. Yeah, he's dumb. You don't think it's racism and misogyny? No, it's not our stupid, crazy policies and ideas. It's not us flooding the border with illegal immigrants. It's not me having folks that ain't even in the country get licenses in my state. It's not that. It's not me making our state a sanctuary state for little boys or girls who wants to get transitioned. It's not that. No, it's none of that stuff. Boy, this guy. It's misogyny and racism.
But I don't think it's exclusively that. When you talk to a guy like Steve Bannon, he talks about working folks, and he talks about how we hollowed out the industrial core of this country. I understand that. But we can dismiss
he denies the election. Unlike Democrats have been doing for the last 20 years.
The notion of election denialism, we could completely dismiss what he did on January 6th, but I don't think you can dismiss what he's saying. Reminds me a lot of what Bernie Sanders was saying. Reminds me a lot of what Democrats said 20, 30 years ago.
I have to be very honest, and I'm not surprised why the American people did not choose him. Nothing against the vice president.
Yeah, now you see. Now you see why. They peeped out that loser off grip, man. I saw right through tampon immediately. So now let's go ahead and wrap this up here because they're still trying to defend this nonsense.
With that said, Elon Musk employs 80,000+ Americans. Most of them are working class people. The implications of the stock, let's say this were to continue on for another year. So I'm just throwing
Look at her. Yeah, she's queuing up some evil. You see her? Got the tight face, the lips, like, this sellout.
The company at some point have to decrease its workplace. Most of those people, I would imagine, probably vote for Democrats, at least some of them. So now you're impacting people who likely share your worldview because you disagree with Elon Musk. Don't buy the car. Just like those guys who said, let's protest Anheuser-Busch, et cetera. We're just not going to buy their beer.
That's too simple for liberals, though. Yeah, man, they like getting mad. They like being mad for nothing. There it is. They wake up looking for a protest to go to. Sitting there like, all right, where's some injustice today? Any injustice down there with us? No? Okay. No. We'll make some. We'll make it up. But yeah, just don't buy the car. Simple solutions.
I'm okay with that. But destroying public property, there is no place for that. I agree with Kevin. Lock them up and set an example that this is not what we're going to tolerate in this country.
Yeah, but obviously the violence is completely unacceptable. And these people will go to jail. I mean, you can't burn a dealership and not get caught eventually and go to jail.
Well, if Biden and Kamala Harris would have won and they would have been doing stuff like this, they wouldn't have went to jail. Or the NGOs and all of these stuff, they would have bailed them out. They'd have bailed them out. Yeah, because Antifa never went to jail. Black Lives Matter never went to jail. They took over blocks and still are wandering around somehow. And I'm saying, you got to be kidding me. Got to be kidding me. He said, wow, Kev, you got a shout out. I got a shout out from who? Who gave me a shout out? You got a shout out. Okay, well, yeah, let me know who gave me the shout out. I must have missed it. All right, let's continue. I want to try to finish this, y'all.
But it is, again, the broader question here about has it crossed the line when people are sort of rooting for the failure of a company? The other thing, I mean, the other side of this coin is a company like Ben and Jerry's. The CEO says that he was fired because, you know, Ben and Jerry's, they put out a political statement about virtually everything. And they've been pretty...
Yeah, and it cost them. Effed around and found out. Dang on it. Never offend your customers. If I was selling products, you wouldn't know nothing about my politics. To be separate. Come on in there, buy some hamburgers and some pizza and some chicken and stuff like that. Have my little side gig somewhere talking about politics. But yeah, sure enough, ain't gonna be like, I hate liberals. They shouldn't eat our food. They don't deserve it. They don't deserve to be eating our chicken.
Strident against a lot of the things happening in the Trump administration. If it is true that he was fired for that reason, what do you say to that?
I think it's remarkably unfair. Shout out to Ben and
Angry Girl. Y'all ready for Angry Girl?
Jerry's, because they've taken some really incredible stances. We're talking about people who should be locked up and go to jail. It's the same party that's rooting for and seeking a pardon for Derek Chauvin.
See, and these are the type of arguments you just go, you know what? You're not even worth having a debate with. You can't stick to the topic. You're just going to bring in everything. Now you're going after the party. Now you're going after Trump. Now you're going to, you're not even addressing the issue. Now all of a sudden, Derek Chauvin, what does this have to do with anything?
It is so rich to me to see that folks don't.
Look at this guy. See, this is how conservatives look all the time when they're talking to liberals. They got that look like, what is she, how did we get to Derek Chauvin?
When folks use their platforms of privilege to ensure that the least of these among us have a voice in the process. I don't condone violence, but I wish people would take a look in the mirror and see what's actually happening. This is not an America First company. It's a South African First company.
Just saying stuff. See, this is the stuff that you see liberals out there parroting because they're not able to even internalize this. This ain't an American First company. This is a South African First company. How? It was established in the U.S. It's manufactured in the U.S. They put the cars together in the U.S. This is an American company. Elon Musk is an American citizen. However, your hypocrisy is kicking in. Now all of a sudden, you want to go ahead and separate us by country. All of a sudden, his American citizenship is no good here, according to you, black angry woman.
That's what Tesla is. But this is the same party that talks about America First and make America.
What a dummy. She don't realize Tesla is made in America. Talk about America First. Is Elon, sending all the money back to Africa? Is the shop in Africa? What is she? See? Yeah, pretty for nothing. She's also pretty for nothing. See, ain't got no brains up there. She's a zombie. Brains.
Great again, but they're giving someone unfettered access who is an immigrant. And if you leave it to this
unfettered access, who is an immigrant, unlike unfettered access to our country with millions of immigrants who we don't even know who they are, where they came from, what their intentions are. Unfettered access right into our country. Don't forget the hotels. Don't forget the health care. Don't forget all the other benefits that they give them. Unfettered access. But we trust them, though. We trust them. This chick, man, don't even realize hypocrisy is just leaking all out of her. And racism, too.
This party to talk about, there's no space for immigrants.
Okay.
No. Some of us are here by force.
Here we go.
No, you're right. That's exactly what y'all think.
Some of us are here by force, meaning none of us right now alive that are black were here by force. We were born here. And I thank God I was born here. I mean, I don't know, but I would rather be here than Africa, okay, right now. Now, I ain't saying it was right how they got us here. But now that I'm here, I'm loving it. I'm loving it. So some of us, even though she never experienced that, were drug her ancestors, basically, and she don't even know. For all she knows, she's nice and high yeller. She's high yeller. Who knows? Her parents could have came from France or some other country. But nonetheless, what that got to do with the folks who chose? So we got citizens, we got folks that their ancestors came here many, many, many years ago, whether they came on by choice or not. Then we got all of these people that Joe Biden gets up and says, search the border, and they come illegally. But she's not able to make the distinction between legal and, legal immigrants, except for Elon. All of a sudden now she's focused on, you're from another country.
Exactly what y'all
He's
think.
a lesser.
No. What I'm saying is
he's tainted because of from South Africa. And he's really brilliant.
You know what is so funny about that? Y'all are also the party of the birtherism movement.
Wow.
Yeah.
Tainted immigrant.
No. That's what you all would have liked to say about Barack Obama.
Yep, sounding just like Jasmine Ratchet. These are the arguments and the attitude of the nasty, radical, black, leftist women in politics. Just, nobody wants to date that. I don't know if she gay, straight, or what. But I'm telling you, beauty can't overcome this nasty, stinking attitude right there. No. And don't touch me. Don't touch me. Stuff like that. You'll be single forever. Let's continue.
Where do I fit? I'm average Lebanese. Am I like second class or where am I?
You tell me, ask your party.
What?
You tell me, ask your party.
Wow.
I mean,
I didn't know.
That's all you can say is wow.
Angela's entitled to her views. There's not a single person in terms of leadership in the Republican Party who wants to get Derek Chauvin out of prison. That was a ludicrous idea that came out from some people who are on social media who are podcast hosts. Number two, Elon Musk's company is an American company. Now, you don't like his views. I respect that. You're entitled to that.
It's not just about me not liking his
But it
views.
is an American company, Angela, that employs a lot of American people.
That's true.
Black, white, Latinos,
I'm not confused.
Republican,
You guys are
Democrats.
misunderstanding my point.
Then clear it up. Clear it up, misunderstanding my point, girl.
The point is the hypocrisy inside the GOP. I'm not rooting for the demise of the company. I'm asking for there to be
Yes, you
fairness
are.
across the aisle about how we see immigration. That we don't prefer South African refugees, as they're now being called, when their land.
What does the South African refugees have to do with Elon, who is an American citizen? And if anybody got the right to come here and apply for asylum, it is the South African refugees that are actually being, targeted because of politics. They're being persecuted. And yet here she is prioritizing. Yet these people who are coming from Guatemala and all of these other places, just coming here for a better life. Not because folks trying to kill them and take their land. But here she is. I thought y'all need to just be and this and that. Just stupid, man. Stupid.
And was stolen, as some of your party are saying right now. Derek Chauvin is not just a random podcast
Back
idea.
to Derek
This is also
Chauvin.
the party that wanted to get rid of the Department of Justice police database for transparency and accountability when crimes were committed against American people.
And on the Derek Chauvin point, I mean,
Just can't stay on topic. That's how liberals argue. And another thing, racism. And then you know what? Sexism, xenophobia, homophobia. Y'all remember that? Slavery. Don't forget Jim Crow. I'm all over the road.
was asked by a conservative reporter.
And the White House said no. I mean, why are we even debating?
Look, thank you. This guy right now is going, why are we even debating this? Because y'all don't have an argument. Y'all can't defend this garbage. So y'all got to go ahead and go craziness and all that other stuff. And now, you know what, y'all party is this and racism and stuff.
We're debating it because this is what the party is about.
So guys, here we go. We're going to end with this because see, all of these people are out there tearing up stuff, but there's some new sheriffs in town. Here's one of them right here who said, boy, I tell you, we about to put the foot down on these crazy people. Look.
I give absolutely zero fucks about what you think. To all my enemies out there, well, I am public enemy number one. There are no fucks left to give. I'm not looking to go to your cocktail parties. I don't want to be your friend. I will not hesitate to shred you on Twitter. I have zero fear of you at all.
Darn right.
Liberals, I mock you. And I am absolutely determined for the rest of however long I have left to destroy everything you're trying to do.
Yes, Dan.
Because you're trying to destroy this country. And braver men than me have fought for it. And I'm not going to let it happen. You'll never, ever, there's nothing you can say to me.
Nothing.
To the Secret Service management, to the FBI management, you come knocking on my door tomorrow, nothing's going to change.
Nothing.
As long as I have this microphone, or someone I know has this microphone, or someone I know who knows someone who has this microphone.
Somebody I know that know. That I know, that I don't know, that I even know, maybe, almost, but don't really know. Dang on it. Uh-oh, cough it up, Nala, cough it up. There it is. Get it out. There you go. Yeah, that's better. Yeah, so then it's dead serious. And these folks are picking the wrong administration to be out there doing foolishness. Maybe they think Biden still is over the FBI and the DOJ.
We're going to continue to do it. There's nothing you can do to stop it. And no, I am not suicidal at all in any way.
Yeah, man. So guys, we got a couple more minutes, and I swore up and down I'm gonna be done in like 15 minutes because the fake news that we just saw, of course, you know, they're defending this mess. But then you got the other side of the fake news, which is MSNBC, who is so thirsty to try to make Trump look bad and make him be, you know, connected to a dictator and a Putin puppet and stuff like that, that they get blindsided. They step on rakes, see? So they went out there and pushed this rumor that Tulsi Gabbard said that Trump and Putin was best friends. They were besties. Only to find out they were not talking about Putin, and then they had to come out and retract it. However, this dummy on the set right here, when was asked about, look, the people in America are sick of this war. What do you say to those people who say, this ain't got nothing to do with us? And look what this guy had to say.
Person who's watching, who just heard you say Donald Trump is not standing up for Ukraine. What do you say to the person who says, well, I don't care about Ukraine. I want Donald Trump to stand up for America?
Now, this is about to win us all over. This guy right here is about to change our minds. Y'all ready for this response?
What do you say to them?
I don't know where you got that. I mean, I don't have time for it.
Yes, but we hear it. We hear it.
Here's the thing. Where did you grow up? Did you grow up in a place where you thought the Russians were the good guys? What part of America did you grow up in where they taught you the Russians were the good guys and our allies were the bad guys?
Wait, whoa. When did you grow up? During the Cold War? You hear this, fool? I'm not even going to entertain this. I'm not going to ask that. When did you grow up? Well, wait a minute. Don't forget, Germany was once the bad guys. They were once the bad guys. Should we still look at them as the bad guys? And the way they're acting over there, they might be. But yeah, there was a time where England was the bad guys, and we had to fight for our freedom. So we could never restore the relationship. We got to always, look at them as enemies. Yeah, cats and dogs. It's built in. So this fool who really don't have a rational argument in response to that, so he gets angry, upset, and tries to question your loyalty to your country and say, just shut up and go to war. That's what his tactic is.
That's the flip here that we need to continue to remind people. The Russians are the bad guys. They're raping women. They're killing children. They're bombing cities. The Ukrainians are the noble good guys. In some ways, they're more American than we are over the last couple of years.
And you just lost me there, punk. Just lost me there, punk.
And we must stand with them in the same way we stood with the Allies in World War II and since this country was founded.
Allies with World War II. So let's go ahead and get the nukes ready again. Let's get the nukes ready. And let's go ahead and get the soldiers ready. Let's go ahead and start producing some more aircraft carriers because we're going to war for Ukraine right now against Russia. Oh, what? Wait, it won't be a conventional war? It'll be a nuclear war? Oh, man, that makes the odds a little more higher than I thought. That, you know what? Maybe we should go ahead and stop this war. But not according to this dude.
This is not just about Ukraine. This is about the core and the integrity of American values. And that's what he's also betraying. Not just Ukraine. He's been...
Last night,
stupid stuff.
We reported on excerpts of an interview between...
I like when they have to come out and apologize, y'all. I get a kick out of it. Go ahead. Now, what you got to say to us? What you got to say to Trump?
The director of national intelligence, Tulsi Gabbard, and an Indian TV news network, in which she said that Trump was good friends with a world leader. We said that world leader was Vladimir Putin, but the full interview shows that Gabbard was referring to Trump and Indian Prime Minister Modi.
So y'all got thirsty? Y'all felt froggy and jumped too fast. Y'all was like, what? We can make Trump look like he's a dictator and he's cuddling up to Putin? All right, let's run with that. Let's run with that. And now they feel dumb.
Clear that up.
Yeah, and I know it hurt. But look, here's Egghead. Humpty Dumpty Head right here has to say the same thing.
Hi, quick note. Last night, The Last Word reported on excerpts of an interview between the Director of National Intelligence, Tulsi Gabbard, and an Indian TV news network in which she said Trump was good friends with the world leader. Now, we said that world leader was Vladimir Putin, but the full interview was subsequently released, and it showed that Gabbard was referring to Donald Trump and the Indian Prime Minister.
So y'all really are fake news? That's what you're saying? Y'all really are fake news?
Narendra Modi.
Now we're gonna end, y'all. As we get ready to go into the weekend, whether you're a Christian or not, churches in America, a lot of them have succumbed to liberalism, to TDS. And I think we also need to make church great again. Listen to these foolish so-called pastors as we go. Boy, I tell you.
By the way, if any of y'all voted for Trump, please don't tell us. No.
Okay, somebody has a clown in somebody's church, I don't know what that is. It's a guy, girl, who's talking about sacrificing people.
Don't tell us. Or do, and do y'all sacrifice? Do y'all do that?
How in the world can you be sitting up in a church like this? They got the red devil background, full-blown transgender up there, and ain't preaching no sermon, calling no text. It's all about propaganda and using all of this garbage. I mean, what has happened to the church, man? What has happened? But wait, it gets worse.
Forming gender as a daily task.
Y'all see this gibberish? What is this? This person don't know if they want to be a pancake or a waffle. Good grief. Looking like a samurai swordsman. And drew on that beard. You know how long it probably took for this chick to get up in the morning and draw that beard on every day. And yet got the collar on and preaching. Listen to this message, y'all.
I would argue, is a learned cultural trait to which we have all been exposed. As understandings of drag have changed throughout history, perhaps drag today could be defined as that which threatens the already fragile and arbitrarily constructed framework for gender performance that is necessary to maintain power dynamics.
So now churches have become propaganda stations, like schools. I mean, can you imagine walking up into this church seriously? Like, I think I want to join this church. Now, the problem is when you're an activist instead of a real preacher, everything revolves around your activism. Everything. Just like people in the military that's transgender, people that are in education is transgender, people that are doctors is transgender, Richard Levine. See, everything is wrapped up in their identity. So instead of focusing on health, he's focusing on pushing the transgender agenda. This person right here. Yeah, you think this person's about to call a text? This person is up in there giving them nothing but propaganda, looking like some cartoon character. And yet this is supposed to be somebody's church.
An attempt to take us back to a day that we do not want to go and we will not go. So therefore, there will be conflict. I pray that the peace of God will win out and overcome the madness that is attempting to take over this nation.
And I pray you get some type of discernment to understand that you voted for that evil entity that tried to take over this nation. But God used Donald Trump like a stopper and plugged it all up. This fool don't have any discernment. He's up here talking about, pray God, and listen what he's about to say that we need to do against Trump and all of them.
And I will say to you, beloved, no one likes violence, but sometimes violence is necessary.
What happened to turn the other cheek?
When Elon Musk forces his way into the United States Treasury and threatens to steal your personal information.
See, this ain't no church. Yeah, right about then, I would stick up the church finger and gotta go. I'm like, Elon Musk, you see, churches, man, when they get woke, they go to sleep. So here's this guy, Elon Musk in the Treasury, still just straight Democrat talking points.
And your Social Security check, there is a possibility of violence. Sometimes the devil will act so ugly that you have no other choice but to get violent.
And I'm seeing him right now. Using you useful idiot, up talking about violence and talking about the devil gets so ugly. Who do you think saved Trump from getting shot in the head, you dummy? You think that was Satan? That was a full-blown miracle. And this guy sometime preaching against the will of God. Unreal, man. And thinking that he's dropping it, y'all. You hear the people,
and fight. There was one word.
Listen to this guy. Listen to this guy, y'all. He's something else.
In those bedrock beliefs that began for me to be uncomfortable.
Yeah, for me to be uncomfortable. First of all, I'm a preacher with no bass in the voice. Secondly, I'm over here rocking an LGBTQ the cloth. But listen to his new message for those who might not want to actually get to know Christ, but still want to come to church.
Problematic. When people now come to our church, many of them will first check the website to see what this church is about, what they believe. And many of the folks who did that would tell me out of the community, Brett, I looked up your church and it sounded reasonable, but when I got to that word Savior, it was a problem.
A problem?
And it was a problem because I'm from another faith tradition.
Yeah, the Bible's confrontational. The whole gospel revolves around savior, salvation. But this guy has a problem with it because other people come in and have a problem with it.
Or it's a problem because I don't believe that everyone has to accept Jesus as personal Lord and Savior like the fundamentalists say.
You seen with the gentle, small hands?
Yeah, like the fundamentalists say.
Look at this one. Look at this one. Look at this one.
It was a problem. And it was a problem because I'm from another faith tradition. Or it's a problem because I don't believe that everyone has to accept Jesus as personal Lord and Savior like the fundamentalists say.
So what are you doing in there? I mean, what do you expect when you roll up in a Christian church? I mean, are you shocked when you get in there? Well, I had no idea this Christian church was talking about Jesus Christ. Oh, boy, I tell you, like, this is a shocker to me. Not a shocker to me. I expect you to be talking about transgender ideology. That's what I thought. But this guy up there talking about, it's a problem. No, it's a problem for you, not the people. Yeah, you the one feel insecure about talking about the gospel because you're too busy pushing this woke ideology. And then we got this.
Our guests, our family, to come and join me for a moment.
Make church great again.
Especially the members of the Lone Star Royal Court, the Sisters of Perpetual Indulgence, and members of the Bears. If you were with us this morning, would you just come and join me up the front?
Uh-oh, there's the one. There's the samurai again.
Our clergy to come down to the front.
The clergy. Mr. Clergy. There you go. Hey, how would you like the person dressed like a dog to lay hands on you? At the end of the sermon, come on down. If you want to be saved, we'll pray for you. And you get down there and somebody with a dog mask is standing in front of you with some chains on. Talking about what do you want from the Lord? What do you want the Lord to do for me? I'll be like, don't you lay those paws on me and push demons all in me. You're going to transfer evil on me. Yeah, just go get the bone. Get out of here. Unbelievable. In the church. We got to make church great again, y'all. On the knees. The clergy.
I feel bad.
Oh, here's another one. He think he getting it, y'all. Look at this fool.
For them in the White House.
I feel bad for those. I think he might have called us the N-word, y'all. See, he's more excited and interested in pushing nothing but race baiting and ideology, because he's power to the people guy. This raggedy preacher right here. And he's talking about black Trump supporters, y'all.
Who are in there tap dancing for massa.
In there tap dancing for massa as you are behind that pulpit tap dancing for the Democrat Party. What a fool.
Wearing bow ties, shilling and grinding, laughing like nothing is funny. I ain't afraid of the spooks that sat at the door.
The spooks that sat at the door. Yep, that's a message straight from God, right? I'm sure the Holy Spirit told you to say that. That's right, call them all spooks. Call them all the N-word. And so, just a matter of fact, just say they're all tap dancing for God. I mean, for the Republican Party. It ain't done yet, though. Watch this.
These runaway slaves hiding in the White House.
You think that man's being guided by the Holy Spirit? You think the Lord is like, this is what I want you to tell my people. Call them slaves hiding in the White House. First of all, why are you preaching about the White House? Shouldn't you be preaching about heavenly things? If you don't like what's going on down here, then maybe you should focus on what's going to go on up there. Yeah, there you go. Give the people hope to go on up there. But what you shouldn't be doing is talking about a bunch of N-words in the White House and tap dancing up there for all of that mess. In the pulpit,
Let's make church great again.
Gonna throw my picture up thinking that I'm gonna
They got his picture up in the White House. There it is. I know him too.
be afraid.
Yep. So there you have it, y'all. That's the modern day, at least some modern day churches right about now. That's where we're at here. And so maybe some of these churches could be made great again. But you probably want to get the people dressed like dogs out of there, and the transgenders on the bus, and fake bootleg preachers like this that's talking about we might have to get physical and violent. And this guy calling black folks the N-word and talking about how they sellouts. Yeah, you might want to do that before you can make church great again. Anyway, so God bless y'all. God bless America. Thanks for kicking it with me tonight. I shall be back tomorrow, most likely. Don't forget, text MAGA to this number on the screen. And can y'all see that? Yeah, y'all can see it. And if you want to support the channel, you can do it through my Cash App or my PayPal. Don't forget, the links are below each video. And I think that might be it. Yeah. Subscribe to all my alternative channels. And let's get at it.
This is awesome.
Yeah. Take care.